Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Outside the Box. And I've got a familiar face with you guys. I've got Kelli Rogers here.
Recognize this?
How's it going?
Good. How about you?
Now, one thing I do got to say, I feel like you've got a different do going on, and you also got some sweet scrubs. Well, I want to give a shout out to the scrub makers.
Thank you. Figs.
Those are figs.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys like figs? I think figs are the bomb.
Figs are great. New colors every day.
Does Andy wear figs as well?
Yeah.
I think figs are like super fashionable, but also professional at the same time.
Yeah. Everybody wears figs in this office, and we're quite proud of it.
Well, what's the hairdo like? Was that just hey, it's rainy? You know, it's rainy here in Johnson City.
Does it look like, hey, it's raining?
It does.
Thank you.
You know, just put it up.
Yeah. It's out of the face. It's not all over the place.
Has your week been good?
Yes. How about yours?
My week has been good. Drove up here for this interview today because we're evolving. Everybody's evolving, and we've got the Evolve machine right behind us. And I wanted to get an update from you just as far as how are things going with Evolve? You know, it's our newest device. What's your thoughts? What's your 2 cents?
This thing is my best friend. And, you know, it just really is making a difference in people's lives, their bodies, you know. Just that little bit of pudge that they can't get off, or that, you know, their abs, they want to get more defined, that crepiness that you can't quite figure out where it came from.
Well, you know, in terms of how it's making a difference in people's lives, what's the biggest kind of change you've seen it make over the last, how long have we been doing now? 6 months? Mm-hmm. 6 months is not a year. No. Probably 8 to 10 months we've been doing this.
Well, what I've noticed, Ben, is that when people do this, you know, they notice a difference. Like if I'm doing their midsection, which is probably the most popular, but they're like, they see it work so well. And I'd say after the 3rd treatment is when they're like, wow, I'm really starting to see something, you know?
Yeah.
And they're like, after the 6th treatment, because it's normally 6 treatments you do, they either add on more because they're really liking their results, and they're, you know, it's 2 months after your final treatment is when you're going to, you know, see the full effects. So if people are starting to see, you know, accelerate, after the 3rd, 4th time, they're like, I don't want this to quit. So
if it's still working, how does that happen? So is it still killing the fat cells even after you've been doing the treatment? So
yes.
if it's working 2 months after that?
Yes.
That's interesting. Guys, what we'll do is we'll plug up in the video I think the original demo we did on it that explains exactly how Evolve works. And a big part of that is that it actually kills fat cells, and it's pretty permanent. Am I correct?
It's permanent, yes. However, you know, if you gain weight, again, you're going to have new fat cells. So it's not, you know, like, you know, you go to the gym, lose weight, and then you can do whatever you want. You have to keep it off and keep a good diet. So
I'm sure when you said you can create new fat cells, that might scare some people. It scares me. What are you seeing? That
means, I don't mean new, if you eat a ton,
right?
You know, after you get this awesome machine and work done on yourself, if you decide, hey, I think I'm just going to go balls to the wall and start eating my face off, that's new fat cells. It's
is it distributed differently? Because
no.
Okay, so it goes back right where it was.
Yes.
Okay, so in terms of best practices, who are you seeing have the best results? Like man, that changed my life. Like what type of person, what sort of behavior are they displaying to you that, you know, hopefully the people watching here can take with them if they're wanting to do something like this?
If you've got that, you know, muffin top that, you know, just, you know, all of us women struggle with.
And men too, I'll add.
And men too, yes. Yeah. Just for those people, their pants don't fit quite right, but they know they could. They've got possibility. It's for those people that got about 10, you know, I'd say 10. Even if you have more weight to lose, you know, you could still do this, but it's for that, you know, pudginess that just isn't going anywhere. You look in the mirror and you can't suck it in, and you don't know why, you know, so.
And I know, you work closely with most all the patients here in Johnson City, and I know there are some hormonal things happening too, with, say, belly fat. Are you going over stuff like that in your initial consult?
Yes. Thank you for bringing that up. If I'm doing this on you and there's not much change, And it's just kind of like I can kind of tell where the weight is. I can tell if it's hormonal. And I'm like, if you had your hormones checked, and they're like, well, no. Great time to get those checked, because it could be a hormonal issue as well. So
well, as well as like a dietary thing. So
right.
One thing I know that, we talk a lot about is low carb and intermittent fasting. And I would imagine if you wanted to get, really quick results, you could do something like this in combo with, say going low carb, maybe incorporating some intermittent fasting. What's your thoughts on that? Is that something that you kind of advise patients to do?
Yes, I do. We do a little mini diet consult. We talk about skin. We talk about what they're eating. I mean, there's different suggestions for people. It's a good way to pick my brain about, your dietary needs. And, the intermittent fasting is great, especially for belly fat.
Yeah.
And it goes great with this machine. And this machine's not just, trimming fat up. It's also for toning muscle. If, you're one of those people that does a ton of ab work and, people are like, you don't do any abs. And you're like, yes, I do. I do abs every day. And there's still nothing there. This is a great way to build those abs up.
Are you mainly doing the tone? It's called, the function's called tone. And are you mainly doing that in the abdomen area, or you're also doing that on arms? Anything else?
You can do it on your abs and your buttocks. So if you've got normally that pancake butt, that is a great tool to just strap across the top of your butt cheeks, and it really contracts that muscle so it lifts that butt.
I love the way you put that. I'm sorry. Real quick, who is this not for? Because I know, this sort of machine is not for everybody. Who are you not seeing have good results with this?
If you've got a lot of loose skin, it's going to help, but it's not going to be your cure for that. And I tell people, hey, you would be more of like a surgery candidate as far as if you need to get skin cut off.
So if you have like XX skin versus, say, the muffin top type look, the excess skin is not necessarily going to get resolved.
It'll get better, but it's not gonna be like that wow factor.
Yeah. Now, would people? So say they lose a lot of weight with they lose a lot of belly fat. Would that cause some loose skin because a lot of the fat is gone?
Yeah, depending on your age, how your hormones are. It all kind of goes together, but if you still have collagen and elasticity in your skin, this is a great option. But if you've kind of lost that too,
okay,
and it's just
how would somebody know if they have like enough collagen? Because that makes so much sense to me. Because we lose collagen as we age. What would a potential patient or a customer of this want to look for?
Well, so if you've just got some loose skin from losing weight, the tight would be a great option for you because that builds collagen. Okay,
so go from the tight to maybe the trim? Go from tight to trim?
I would say go from trim to tight because it's killing those fat cells. And then if you're losing weight too, then you can tighten it up because a lot of times when you lose weight, you have a little excess skin.
Yeah.
And that's a good way, to just, I would say the tight and the tone go really well together.
Okay, so tight and the tone, but you're starting with trim? Did I miss that?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you've got a little bit of, weight, like just something that won't move.
Yeah.
The trim is great. And then if you just, have a little loose skin, like crepiness, either from losing weight or whatever, the tight is a great option for that. And you can do tight anywhere. You can do it above your kneecaps for that kind of crepey skin above your kneecaps. And then for your abs and thighs are great. Really everywhere is great. Arms right here for crepiness. Yeah. So, and then tone for just that if, you're one that loves the gym, but don't feel like spending hours doing pointless crunches. I mean, you could just strap onto here and it's like you've done an hour of crunches.
Well, what's interesting is like, I can see how a lot of people would say, man, that all sounds great. So like, how do you advise people to go after this? 'Cause it seems like a long process. Would you advise, focus on one thing to start with?
Yes. What bothers you most?
Okay.
So if you're like this, muffin top won't move. We do that first. Then after your 6th treatment, or even like, 4th, 5th, we're going to, talking, hey, I'm seeing this kind of, lose right here. And now I want to focus on this area. That's another way to do it. Or,
Right.
And you can follow up with me 2 months later, see if, you want to add on any more treatments, or, whatever.
And again, we'll link up the video that goes into detail in terms of like how each one of these functions works. But one thing I want to ask you is like, say somebody's really interested in this, how long of a process is it? Should they say, okay, I'm going to give myself 6 months to get the results I want? Or is this like a year-long thing in terms of if there's a couple different functions they want to do? Or are they saying like...
It could be 6 weeks to 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah. So if we focus on different areas at a time, it could be a process. But yeah, with this machine, I would say the world is your oyster. I would also say that this, compared to other machines, it feels really good. It's like a hot stone massage.
Are you getting any feedback from patients in terms of the actual experience of being strapped in? Again, we'll show the video.
They love it.
Okay.
Yes, they love it. It's a time for them to relax. It's a time for them to talk with me. It's a time for...
So it's not an uncomfortable experience.
No, it's very comfortable,
Yeah.
relaxing.
And they can go about their day the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you come during, your lunch break, you can come, it doesn't matter. Come right after work, before you go to the gym, before you go on a hot date, before you, whatever.
Yeah. Kelli Rogers, this has been a blast. I really appreciate you talking with me.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Guys, this has been Kelli Rogers, our esthetician in the Johnson City office. I'm in Johnson City, where this thing is located. The Evolve machine is located in our Johnson City office. If you guys have any more questions about that, we'll link up the video to a demo on it, as well as the one with all the information you guys might need in terms of how it works. We appreciate you guys hanging out.
Also, give me a call. We'll do a consult. We'll see what you need.
What's that number? Put you on the spot.
I'm totally kidding. It's 423-328-3386. If you have my cell, hit me there.
Guys, thank you so much. This has been another episode of Outside the Box. As always, we'll see y'all next time.
Thank you.
Don't go away.